Well, tonight, the Tarrant County DA is facing backlash for trying to reconvict a woman who was acquitted of voting illegally. Fort Worth grandmother Crystal Mason was jailed in 2018 after trying to vote while on supervised release from federal prison. Well, she was acquitted in March, but the Fort Worth DA is pushing a court to review that decision and to convict Mason again. NBC5's Keenan Willard joining us now. Keenan, the DA says that he wants to send a message with this case.
That's right. That's one of the things we heard today from DA Phil Sorrells, who told Tarrant County commissioners one of the reasons he's trying to get Crystal Mason's conviction reinstated is to scare off anyone who would try to vote illegally. But Crystal Mason and her attorneys say the law's on her side and she can't be convicted if she didn't know she was blocked from voting.
The latest twist in the years-long legal battle over the case of Crystal Mason. In today's county commissioners meeting, packed with Mason's supporters, the Tarrant district attorney defended his decision to push for Mason to be convicted once again.
This case, it's a published opinion, can be cited for a proposition that this is how you review sufficiency cases, and it's wrong.
In 2016, while on supervised release from a felony tax fraud conviction, Mason tried to vote in the November general election, submitting a provisional ballot. She was charged with illegal voting and convicted in 2018, sentenced to 5 years in prison. Mason's legal team appealed repeatedly, claiming Mason was incorrectly convicted because she didn't know that she'd been ineligible to vote. 2 months ago, Texas's Second Court of Appeals reversed its earlier ruling and acquitted her. The decision says a poll worker testified that while trying to vote in 2016, Mason said she didn't know why her name wasn't on the list of registered voters, and she brought her ID to verify her identity. In its ruling, the court said the state's evidence against Mason was not sufficient, even in the context of the rest of the evidence in this case, to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Mason actually knew that being on supervised release after having served her entire federal sentence made her ineligible to vote by casting a provisional ballot.
Where is my intentions to commit a crime? I thought I was eligible to vote. I finished my time in Fayette.
A month after Mason was acquitted, the Tarrant DA petitioned the Texas Criminal Court of Appeals to review the decision and reinstate her conviction. Phil Sorrells says the process the court used to examine the case didn't correctly follow the law and could impact future appeals cases. He also says pursuing this case is important for election security.
I want would-be illegal voters to know that we're watching and that we'll follow the law and we will prosecute illegal voting.
One county leader pushed back. Commissioner Elisa Simmons questioning if Mason really violated any election rules by filing a provisional ballot, which wouldn't be counted until election officials confirmed Mason was truly eligible to vote.
So she didn't vote?
She did vote. She cast a provisional ballot, which is the same with voting.
That did not count. Where is the ballot, sir? What happened to the ballot?
I can't tell you what happened to the ballot.
What do they do with provisional ballot?
I'm not an elections administrator, so I don't know where the ballot is, no.
Every speaker who signed up to comment on the DA's presentation spoke in favor of Mason.
Why is my taxpayer money being spent on this? Something that happened 8 years ago with a 5-year conviction.
As Mason faces yet another fight in the courtroom, she claims the case against her comes down to politics, not justice.
How was I supposed to know? This is overwhelming. This is sickening. And I'm so glad that I have the community here supporting this.
We're now reaching out to the DA's office to find out if there's any timeline for when Mason's next case could be heard again.